of the most successful sitcoms from the 70s and the 80s was Laverne and Shirley. The show ran for 7 seasons, and it featured a character many of us just loved, Squiggy, played by talented comedian David Lander. Well, he's written his life story in the book Fall Down Laughing. Today we're asking the question, does the title of Lander's book reflect on his physical comedy, a suspected drinking problem, or a secret affliction that threatens his life still to this day? To be sure, the lie detector will sort it all out. When you see the face and you hear the voice,
hello. All right, come on down, AE. Got your dress in.
you know instantly that you're in the company of a 70s TV phenomenon, Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley. For an actor in Hollywood, life is built on some hard truths, like any publicity is good publicity, or you're only as good as your last picture. But when the curtain is peeled back to reveal the people whose job it is to make us laugh or cry, the hidden truth is sometimes darker than the theaters they bring to life with their performances. David Lander's Squiggy made us smile out loud.
Sure, we can only rent them to you on account of my uncle needs them back at the Wax Museum by Monday.
His character lived in a make-believe world, but the actor who played him lived in terror after he was diagnosed with the life-threatening disease, multiple sclerosis. Lander kept the illness a secret. At first, the symptoms were subtle, but eventually gained in severity. Rumors suggested that Lander had a drinking problem, and producers started firing him from sets. David kept his secret for 15 years, just out of the fear of having the spotlight dimmed to a memory. He preferred being known as a drunk rather than being shunned for having an incurable disease. He's here today to prove to his peers that the problem was indeed a weakness of his flesh.
You know, Arnold used to say, how many sets of jokes do you have to do before you feel funny in the moment?
David, to most of us, you're known as that adorable Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley, but you're also known as some other things in this business.
Well, that's lies, all lies, I tell you. We're here to tell the truth.
But you have been accused of being intoxicated or being under the influence of something while working, and that's what you're here to defend.
Defend working under the influence? Or, oh, I see. I suppose, you know, I mean, I think there are 2 jobs that I got fired because they thought I was an alcoholic. The first job was basically Conan, and when my manager called me in the middle of the night or something, and he screamed in the phone, "What's wrong with you? Have you been drinking?" And I said, What is this, Herbie? What time is it?" "Well, you must have been drinking because they fired you."
But there were some people who worked with you on sets who said that they had seen some unusual behavior. And the rumor started that you were a drunk.
In the course of things, I caught a really bad flu, 104 fever, and we kept shooting. And that's when I think I first probably contracted MS, because when your immune system gets interfered with something like a bad flu, and the T cells of people with MS are overactive, and then they attack the wrong thing. They attack the myelin sheath, which surrounds the brain and the spinal cord. It basically short circuits your body. I did a play in Chicago. We rehearsed a play in Chicago, and it was called The Nerd, and I played the title role. And it was a very physical part. And there was a scene where I had to put a paper bag on my head. It says in the script, he jumps up on the couch. He jumps up and down, then he hops over the couch, then he runs around the couch, and then he falls flat on his butt once he gets to the front of the couch. Well, I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking, gee whiz, I can't do that. I got MS, but they don't know that. I mean, yes, it would have been funnier to go up on the couch and do it the way it was written, but I was like wobbling, you know, it was like my whole body, I was wavering and I was losing my balance, and they called me into the office and they said, "Dave, we think you have a problem." And I'm thinking, oh no, they know I have MS, they're gonna tell everybody. "We think you're a drunk." Thank God!
Thank God!
Yeah, I mean, they had a Betty Ford clinic and AA, and what did we have? We had nothing, you know.
You would rather have been known as an alcoholic, falsely, than to be known as a person with MS in showbiz.
I just figured, you know, don't ask, don't tell. If this guy wants to fire me because of a disease I don't have, I'll cop to that as opposed to a disease I do have. You know, it was when they let go of me, I felt terrible. I'd never been fired from anything before.
How do you live with such an incredible secret?
Well, it wasn't easy. I mean, it's very stressful when you have this disease, and then you add the fact that not only that, but let's try to disguise it. So that's twice as, you know, am I showing? Am I showing? You know, it's like, is my slip showing? When I went to an audition for a pilot TV show, and they wanted somebody who was recognizable, and I was going up for this part. It was a landlord of some sort. I was sitting, reading the script, ready to go in and audition, and the phone rang. The receptionist picked it up and said, what? No, the landlord has been cast. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's been cast. Thank you anyway, hung up. And I said, wait a minute, if the landlord's been cast, what am I doing here? Oh, no, the landlord hasn't been cast. Well, then why'd you say it? Oh, that was Richard Pryor's agent. Can you imagine? They think he can play this part. With MS? Next. And then I went in.
You keep the humor in everything.
Yeah. Well, I never thought that you lose anyone who has MS. If you have a sense of humor going in, I don't believe you're ever going to lose it. Maybe it'll be more cynical, maybe it'll be more ironic.
But it helps.
It helps, and maybe it'll be even funnier. I don't know. I certainly can do pratfalls.
That's what I had to say. Could you get into physical comedy?
I've learned how to fall real well. There was an article, I mean, the whole thing was out of hiding. The courage this man showed in hiding himself from MS.
And to say the things that you're saying, that you're going to give so much voice to those without voice who are suffering and battling
Yeah,
MS.
that is the important part. And somebody wrote me, Dear Dave, I've had MS for 10 years, and I kept it a secret for 5. Now that you've come out, welcome to the club. And I thought, that's it. It is a club. It's a club that none of us wanted to join. But now that I'm in it, I must admit, when the word courage is used referring to people who have MS, then I think it's very true, and I'm very proud to be a member of that club.
Let's get you hooked up and get the record straight.
Okay.
David, look straight ahead. Please remain still. The test is about to begin. Are you now sitting down?
Yes.
We ask a question with an obvious answer, just to help measure reactions to later questions.
Did you have any alcohol in your system when you were on the set of Conan the Destroyer?
No.
This is a relevant question. It pertains to a specific fact, and the answer will be the leading indicator to determine whether the person is lying.
Do you plan to tell the truth on this test about your condition while on the set of Conan the Destroyer?
Yes.
Did your manager question whether you had been drinking on the set of Conan the Destroyer?
Yes.
This test is over. Remain still for 10 seconds, please.
And when we return, we'll all find out if David Landers was actually drunk on the job while filming Conan the Destroyer. The lie detector has determined you. Drunk are the first clumsy signs of multiple sclerosis. We have the answers next when we return to Lie Detector.